My first original goal was purely to put on size and muscle because I'd wasted away in 2 months of not training, not eating properly.
My initial goal was to put on 5 kilos. I approached my trainer and said, look, if you can help me put 5 kilos on, I'll be ecstatic.
Because I read it as a muscle-up challenge, so I thought, well, yes, I want to put on as much muscle as I can in that 12 weeks, and then obviously I also want to lean up as much as I can in that 12 week to show that muscle that I have gained.
My first thoughts were, I've got to lose weight. Like, this is all about losing weight. But after reading about it and doing some more research, I thought, well, that's not what I want my goal to be now. I want to actually gain muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat, it's denser. So it wasn't then about the weight. It was more about look, appearance, if I was going to be happy with it, and what my body fat levels were.
Well, I wanted to look good, and I wanted to lose some weight, build some muscle, just increase my general fitness.
I love Italian pasta, high starchy carb type foods, as well as alcohol. I mean, we don't get home and drink every night, but we might have a couple of glasses of wine, or on weekends generally when out. That's when have a few beers, turn into a few bourbons, turn into a bottle of wine, turn into a couple of ports to finish the night off.
During the 12-week challenge, I did not drink whatsoever, so that was probably a big, massive change that happened.
The first few weeks I had a lot of trouble with cravings for carbs and not really getting the balances right for what my body needed.
I had to change the way I was eating, so less eating with the family, pretty much. Cooked all my own meals.
I think the most difficult thing for me, purely because of the way lifestyle is getting up at like 6 AM, doing 45 minutes of cardio, and just more of a mental type of like challenge.
It consumes your life for a little bit, you know, focusing on yourself, I guess, and trying to be healthy and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, your social life changes a little bit too because you're not going out, you're not drinking, you're not, you know, doing all those things week in, week out. But, you know, you're feeling better within yourself because you're finally feeling healthy and the way you should feel, and, you know, so I guess in that regard it sort of changed things.
It wasn't actually until the challenge, I mean, I remember this moment really clearly because I had my wife take a photo of my back and she said, oh my God, was her reaction. I thought, oh, you know, like my initial reaction was I thought, you know, I've got a rash or what's wrong with my back. And she said, no, you're friggin' massive. Look at your back, it's so wide. I can't believe how much you've changed. It was then that I realised that, hey, hang on a minute, you know, the path that I'm on is actually working. You know, and I could actually then look at myself and start to see some of the changes within myself as well.
Every chance that I got, I would pre-make all my meals. I'd make 8 to 10 meals in advance and have them in the freezer or in the fridge so that there's not the temptation or the skipping the meals.
I'd get to go to the gym up to 4 times a week, sometimes twice, the odd time 5 times. And each time I went to the gym, I had to really give it heaps, like I did like a CrossFit style of training, especially in the last couple of months, which was high intensity, pretty exhausting training to a point where you're in the recovery position after each time at the end of it.
Even just going and doing the groceries, like I know what I need for the week and, you know, the meal plan and everything, whereas before we'd go shopping and, you know, spend $300–400 and go, oh my God, whereas now we go shopping on a budget of $200 or whatever, and that's more than enough. So that's definitely something that's been good as well.
I actually believed in this challenge 110%, so once you believe in something, you take ownership. That's what I found, and I was there to support all the challenges throughout their 12-week journey. 7 days a week I was online with them to answer any of their questions. So what we did is we built up a system, and we put systems in place where we gave them a daily SMS tip, which included a motivational tip as well as a nutrition tip each day. Then we also gave them a weekly video and a weekly newsletter.
For me, the support network is very important. So having the ability to communicate with Fred through the Max Challenge was critical.
Just that regular updates from Fred and the texts, just to remind you what you're doing, why you're doing it.
I really take my hat off to Max's. I really take my hat off to the support that they've given.
The science of supplementing, dieting and eating things at the right time I wasn't all that aware of, but yeah, Fred and the guys at Max's and all, your website's pretty user-friendly in that regard.
My trainers at the gym were really, really good. They sort of keep a fair eye on me. If I don't come in for a few days, they'll give me a ring and say, okay, what are you doing, where are you?
Coming into the challenge, I think I was around 81, 82 kilos, which isn't heavy for a guy of my height, but I'm always a light bone frame structure.
At the start of the challenge, I weighed about 90 kilos. Body fat would have been around 14, maybe 15%, lost 11 kilos. I was about 5% body fat at the time. I didn't think I would ever get in this good of shape because I didn't know how to. I mean, I didn't have the right people around me to guide me in the right direction to getting into shape.
I got to 88 kilos and, you know, look, I know that I'm going to go higher than that. It was about the time that I, hit 88 kilos that, I was leaning up a little bit from the final photos and I came in just a little bit.
I started it at 84 kilos and finished it officially 71. I'm 70 now, so a loss of 13, 14 kilos. I think it ended up being about 15.5% of my body mass I got rid of.
And then yes, a 12-week challenge, complete turnaround, 78 kilos, I think almost 14 kilos in the end. I was pretty rapt with that.
Well, I started off at 94 kilo. I'd imagine I was probably at about 15–16% body fat. I'm down to 84 kilograms now, so I've lost 10 kilograms, but I'd say almost all of that was pretty much fat because I'd probably be sitting at about 6% body fat now, I'd imagine.
I wanted to get muscle mass, and then so I gained up to 71, 72 kilos.
I started at 74. I was going up, but at the end I was actually under 74 kg, but my body composition had changed.
Now I look back on the photos and I look at myself where I am now and go, oh my God, I was pretty chubby. But now that I've got to the point where I am now, I'm so much happier with how I look.
Even during the challenge, the reaction that I got from some people that didn't even know that I was doing the Max's challenge, that they could notice that I was putting on some size and some weight, so that was really, encouraging that people could see the physical difference.
I've had a number of people in the gym, not only trainers, but also people that just train in the gym just go, what are you doing? Because you look fantastic. You've made some amazing changes and it's really showing.
Husbands, of course, very, very happy. And friends, yeah, like they all the time just saying, oh my God, I can't believe how good you look and you've worked so hard. And my family's very, very proud of me for making such a lifestyle change.
And the reaction from others is priceless. It's like, they're like, wow, that's crazy, amazing.
It makes me feel great, yeah. It makes me feel like I can inspire people as well.
The finalists were unbelievable. They transformed their bodies, and both myself and the judging panel felt that we picked the right stock of people. It was a tough decision, but we felt that the decision that we chose was the right one as well.